This part right here, this is one thing that I always had trouble with as a kid. Now, I just plow through it. I don't even care. I just want to get through the area, keep swimming. If you can minimize your damage from things like the electrical gates, it's actually not that bad. The main thing is just be careful. Although you are up against a relatively strict time limit, you don't have a whole lot of time to just to wait. So, you gotta be careful. You do have to hurry and be cautious. But we're almost done. We've only got 2 bombs left to disarm. Now, one thing is, if you die, if one of the turtles runs out of life, you have to redo the dam. Or you have to redo disarming all the bombs. I think you have to disarm all the bombs. No, I take that back. All the bombs that you have disarmed. Okay, we did it. All the bombs that you disarmed, if you lose a turtle to damage, you start back at the beginning part of the dam area, but all the bombs that you have disarmed remain disarmed, so that saves a little bit of time. They go back to their sewer hideout, and we find it's been wrecked, and Master Splinter's missing. Kind of Shredder, I gotta admit, is he broadcasting on all stations simultaneously, or did he leave a VCR tape? I mean, how exactly is he broadcasting this? I shouldn't be asking these questions, but you know, I can't help but wonder. You know, how's he getting this message? Okay, so he's kidnapped Master Splinter, and now we gotta go save him. Anyway, one more thing I wanted to say about Area 3 or Area 2 was if you run out of time in the dam level, if you run out of time and the bombs explode, you instantly lose all of your turtles. You don't get to try again with another turtle. You have to use one of your limited continues, and you have to start the whole area over again. So that means going back through the entire dam. So if you're running out of time and you're not gonna make it, it might be better to sacrifice a turtle. Just saying. It's a harsh thing to say, but sometimes that's life. Okay. I'll do this. Okay. Now, Area 3. Area 3 is a big, expansive area. It's the largest area in the game. There are a ton of... Okay, there are a ton of places you can explore, and you don't know exactly where Splinter is being held. So it's if you're not familiar with the game, then you're going to have to do a lot of exploring to try to find them. Now, what we're doing in this particular building is we have to get missiles for the party van, because there are certain blockades that we're going to have to blow through, and we need missiles in order to destroy them. Now, you can technically stock up on missiles. I think there's more than just one building where they appear, but this is the one where you have to initially stock up. You can actually... One of the things that is actually very important to realize if you're playing this is that items that you pick up in buildings, if you exit the building and re-enter it, all the items that you picked up will return. So you can use that to stock up on any kind of weapon or item, or most importantly, health pickups. And one of the things that's very important to do anytime that you're playing is whenever you get to a new area, take a moment, find an area where you can fairly easily reach some pizza and just spend a minute replenishing everybody's health. Because you don't want to lose one of your turtles. Now, in the game you don't have lives per se. Instead, you've got the 4 turtles, and if one of the turtles runs out of health, they are considered to have been captured by the Foot Clan. Now, one of the things I do find kind of neat is, if a turtle gets captured, they're not gone forever necessarily. They won't come back on their own, but in almost every area, there is a particular building you can go into where you can rescue one of your captured turtles. And it's important to, if you've lost a turtle, to try to get them back, because you need, especially by the time you get to the last couple of stages, you need all your turtles, because you need to have turtles to soak up some of that damage. Because that damage, there's some really bad enemies, some really bad traps in those levels. Now, you may have picked up on this fact. If you didn't, then I'll point it out to you. This building is one where it's not set in stone what enemy type you're going to be dealing with. Right now, it's in the mutant type. You've got flame guys and eyeballs. And I don't know what triggers the enemy type to change, but it's changed a couple of times already. Actually, I don't generally care for the mutant type. The mutant type tends to be much more of a pain in almost every circumstance. They usually take more damage, they're harder to hit, they run around faster. I generally prefer the Foot Clan enemy type, because if you remember, those flame guys, where they were standing, those were previously occupied by those giant robots that if you attacked them, their head would fly off, and you would have to kill it. And similarly, these dive-bombing winged creatures, that's where those bomb-dropping balloons used to be. And see, it switched again. Now we're back to the Foot Clan type. So it switches. Basically, you've got the 2 types, and each enemy of one type corresponds with an enemy of another type. Okay. Now, when you're in the party van, you take damage as whatever turtle is driving. Right now, Donnie's driving, so any damage taken there is with Donnie. Now, this is going to take a minute, but I am going to go into this building. This building is... okay, this is the one enemy I do not like to fight. That's of the normal Foot Clan type. See, the thing about that enemy is... I'm going to attack him. If you hit him... I'll show you. If you attack him, he splits. And then if you attack him again, he splits again. And it takes several hits to beat him. And he's just a pain. Although admittedly, if you just hit him once, see, if you get him down to the smallest parts, they jump all over the place. And they can jump through floors and ceilings and whatnot, and they're a pain to avoid. But if you hit them once, you can jump over them, and they'll still be pretty much ground-bound. So it's much easier to avoid them. I love that. I love fighting those robots, because with Donnie it's so easy. You just smack them once, and then smack them again, and bam, done. Okay, now, this item right here, this is the scroll weapon. And it is the most powerful weapon in the game. Now, each pickup gives you 20 of that particular item. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend I'm not going to get 99 scrolls. I know some guides, some people say get 99 scrolls, and yeah, it does make it easier for the most part, but there's only one stage that I really, really need the scrolls for. So I'm not going to spend an excessive amount of time getting scrolls. I'm just going to get a few. Basically, I want to get probably... I want to make certain that most of my, you know, like Leo and Raph and Mikey, I want to make certain that they have scrolls. That's the main thing I want. I mean, I could get some for Donatello, but since he's my primary turtle, I'm very likely going to lose the scrolls that I pick up because, of course, if you have a special weapon and you pick up a different special weapon icon, then guess what? You have lost the special weapon that you previously had. So it sucks whenever that you have the scroll, and especially if you have many copies of the scroll, and you pick up, say, a throwing star. It's very annoying. But what I'm gonna... Hi! Avoided you that time. What I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna get... I'm at least gonna give 20 scrolls to Raph, Mike, and Leo. I think that ought to be enough. I don't really feel like I'm gonna need more than that. And I don't want to belabor this. I want to try and keep this stream moving. Nobody's in the chat right now, so if you're viewing, now's a great time to get in the chat. I love interacting. If you were here for any of the previous streams, you know that we Second Tier and I really enjoy talking with people in chat. Okay. Now he's taking some damage. You know what? Actually, I think I'll just stick with what I've got. I'm not gonna... Don't want to overdo this. Let's actually switch to Leo. So Donnie doesn't have to take any more damage. Now, thankfully, I don't have to wander around all of the areas of New York to try to find where Splinter is. I know the exact route I have to take. So if you know where you're going, this stage isn't excessively long, but oh, brother. When you don't know where to go, this stage takes forever. There's so many places you can go. But, you know, I like that. I still like it. I mean, if I didn't know and I was just spending time, I would enjoy, you know, wandering around, finding places. It'd be exciting whenever I actually found where I needed to go. Okay, and we're here. Now, this is another part that gives people headaches. We're about to go down the sewers, and this sewer section involves a series of tricky jumps. You've got to be very careful, or else you'll miss. And if you miss, you get swept out of the sewers, and you have to go through this entire section all over again. This did take me a long time to kind of get nailed down. The key is... Oh, great, it switched. Oh! And you see what happens. Current's just too strong. Turtles get swept out. Oh. I'm gonna try to get the character set to change back. I don't like dealing with the mutants in this section. They're much more on switch. And I just have to deal with it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna switch to him. I mean, Donnie's taking too much damage right now. Okay, now with Donnie, it took 2 hits to kill these guys. With Leo, it takes 2, 3, 4. So it takes twice as many hits